Without further ado, she's a singer. She's a musician. When I say welcome, you say Alana, welcome! Nah, that wasn't good enough. I didn't feel that one. I need, come on, let's go! When I say welcome, you say Alana, welcome! Welcome!
We're going to talk about the entire album. Go through track by track. We're going to watch some videos. I'm going to shout some people out that are here, that are in some of these projects, that helped create some of these projects.
Now, before we get started, I want people to get to know you. Why music? What made you want to do this?
So I've been doing this since I was a kid. Some of you guys know me since I was young. Some don't know my story. So my dad was an opera singer, an Arabic opera singer, and I grew up in that family, and my mom is a singer as well, and they both perform, and I just grew up in a very musical household. My entire family plays instruments of some type, and so I always wanted to sing. I used to sing in front of the mirror when I was a kid, singing Shakira a lot for hours at a time, and just wanting to be able to...
Could you move the hips too?
My mom moves the hips.
Oh, okay.
I dance, but my mom's got the hip thing.
Yeah, I'm a Shakira fan. I love Shakira.
I know, she's amazing.
I don't know where she's saying, but I love her.
Exactly. Well, that's part of something I want to do later down the line. I've put my heart on having a pop project for a long time, so I finally was able to create it, but in the future, I definitely want to have more of my culture in my music as well, and Shakira was a huge influence for me, and just different artists that was able to do the pop, Middle Eastern style. So eventually we'll get there, but this is definitely something I had my heart on, so.
What was the first instrument you played?
Piano.
Piano?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But I fell more in love with guitar later, and that's been my thing. That's what I do a lot of my songwriting on. Mm. So, yeah.
So what is this first song we're going to be listening to?
So we'll get into the first track, and we have a video for it. It's not out yet, so everyone gets to see it here first. It's called Blind to You. And
did you pay your audience? Because they got a lot of energy. You must have paid everybody.
I think you helped them with that. Just in general, the whole premise of this album, I called it Talk to Me, first of all, because there's a track called Talk to Me on it, and that one was the first one we created for the album. And it kind of set the tone for the whole album, and it's really just about communication. And during this time in my life when I was writing a lot of this, I was going through a lot of emotional struggles and learning how to communicate well with different people. One of them I had just come out of a relationship from, and that one I felt like destroyed me, and that inspired one of the songs. And then I started a new relationship, and like learning how to communicate in that way was challenging. And so every single song on here was kind of a reflection of that. And so I just decided to call it Talk to Me because of that, and because of communication. That was such a big thing. So the first song is called Lying to You. And Connor, right here, is in the video as well. Yeah, Connor's a great actor as well, so we decided to do that. And so we'll watch it now. It's track 1, Lying to You.
Said that I'm doing just fine. Thinking about you a couple times, 100 times a day. I promise we're better friends. All of the time that we spend together, it means something to me. But tell me how I know why you occupy my mind. I know
Hey, I like the way y'all went back, man. Went back to the early 1990s, man, and brought that phone back, huh?
That's what I like.
Yeah, because we used to sit by our phones like that, wait for our girls to call. We said, I know she said 9 o'clock, right? Mama, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock, okay, 8:58, okay, I got 2 more minutes, okay.
Yeah.
You know, see, y'all don't remember that. See, y'all got cell phones now. We used to have the core, we used to lay down on the floor and talk to our girls. That's how we used to do it back in the day. But,
I like that, though. That's nice, right?
Yeah.
But what inspired you for that song? What was your inspiration?
So this, I remember a very specific moment.
Wow.
It was like during the holidays, and I was spending time with this one person I wanted to be with, and at the time, he didn't want to be with me, and it was really challenging for me to like be around him. And I remember like there were moments where I'd go to the bathroom and have to like get myself together because he was around and I was really emotional about it, and I was just trying to act cool, and I was like, he's not gonna know that I still care about him because he doesn't care about me. So I was just acting cool, and that's where the song came from, just lying to him about how I really felt. And but I said it in the song, so that was my way of getting it out somehow. But yeah, so, and I wrote with some really cool people. This song was actually out of my comfort zone because I'm someone who I'm a soprano, so I really like to go up vocally. And this song was very like flat for me. I was just kind of like, this is going nowhere, and we're just, staying at but I mean, that's the vibe of it, and it was just really steady, and it ended up being some people's favorite song. I think it's a fan favorite song, and it was out of my comfort zone, but it ended up being a really cool song. So.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah.
You know, the video was well put together. I love that you went to the old school with the video. What y'all think about it?
Yeah! Come on!
Now, let's keep it 100, okay? Are y'all gonna put it on? Are y'all gonna play this in y'all cars? Are y'all gonna play this?
Join me, whole album.
All right, don't forget that, it's on iTunes, Spotify, hook it up, all right?
Yeah!
Man. So, on the next song, what's the next one we're gonna play?
So the next song is my personal favorite right now. It's called Tell You Something. And this one...
You can't tell everybody that's your personal favorite. I was gonna ask you that at the end of
I gave that away.
Messed everything up.
Well, it goes between this and another one. So,
Oh,
so let's tell you what the other one
it's too late now.
Okay. We have a lyric video for this one that we'll watch. But this one is, I really was inspired by I'm very inspired by Britney and Madonna and their pop style. And there's a particular song, I really wanted a guitar lead for a song, and then my producer created this one for me, and when I first heard it, it reminded me of this Madonna song. So I just fell in love with it, and it kind of goes off of that last track for Lying To, and just continuing that communication of how much I really wanted to tell somebody something, and I just felt like I couldn't at the time. And so that's what this whole song is about. And I wrote it with one of my favorite writers. His name is Brandon Cobain, and he works on Justin Tranter's team, and he wrote with Haley Kiyoko for that song Curious, if everyone knows that song. So he's incredible. He couldn't be here, but he's amazing. And so let's listen to track 2. We'll watch a little lyric video with it.
And what's the name of this one?
Tell You Something.
Tell You Something. Tell You Something. All right, give her a round of applause. Now, Alana, I want to know, what are some of your influences?
So many people. I really, for this in particular, I've always been a pop music fan because I grew up in the dance world, and so.
Oh, you can dance?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see that in track 5 when we watch the video for that too.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So that's the culture I grew up in. So I grew up around a lot of pop music because we needed dance music to be able to dance to a lot of the cool stuff we were doing. So, and I'm from Michigan, so that was kind of our thing over there in the dance world. We were just really, pop was a big thing with a lot of our music, modern style, jazz, we just had so much pop music. So I just I grew up in that, and so yeah. But I'm really more inspired by really vocalists, because that's my favorite thing to listen to. That's the first thing my ear goes to when I hear a song is vocalists. So like Celine Dion is probably my all-time favorite vocalist, and yeah, and just a lot of the dance stuff. I love that too. I love dance, so that's also perfect segue into the third song, because that's the more clubby song that we have.
She said the clubbies.
It
Is that a
is.
word, clubby? Clubby?
It's a word. It's a
Can
word.
you say that? Can you say clubby?
We going out to the clubby.
We're going out to the club.
Talk to Me. This is the first song that I put on this EP, the first one that we worked on for this project, and I heard the drop on this and I was sold. I mean, I was listening to so many different tracks producers were creating, and nothing like really stuck with me. But then when I heard this one, I was like, oh my God, this is something special. And so I was like, I have to have this track. We have to do something to this. And we ended up making sure that this was one that the vocals build on it, and it doesn't stay in one place. And yeah, and so this one is the most clubby dance-esque song, and yeah, let me know what you think. And it's the EP title as well.
And what's the name of it?
Talk to Me.
I heard this song already, so I'm hyped. Because this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. I heard all the songs. Here it comes. See, I'm big on communication.
Come on.
See, guys, you gotta talk to your girls, okay?
Yeah.
100%.
Communicate.
That 100%.
I love that song. And I was bumping it all the way down here.
Oh,
I can't repeat it.
yeah.
I like that song.
Me too.
Because people don't understand how important communication is in anything.
Totally.
And in
100%.
friendships and life itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like women be like, you know what I like? No, I don't. Tell me.
So true. I mean, that's why we wrote this song, because I was actually starting a new relationship, and we were just so scared to say everything we felt, and
Exactly.
we weren't communicating, and it was causing so many issues. And that's the whole premise of relationships is communication. So that's why we named it this song, actually, because yeah.
See, I felt that song. You see what I'm saying? See, and I didn't even know that's what it was about. But you could just listen to words and what people go through in music, and you could just surmise and have your own opinion of it. But I didn't even know it, because that's what I was here for. I was like, I want to know why she made this song.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why. Mm-hmm. Do not be scared to communicate.
That's why I love music, because music really helps you, you know, write all that stuff out, anything you're going through, and yeah, and connect us.
So you love writing.
I do love writing, yeah, I do. I love doing melodies as well, and songwriting. It helps me.
And so when you're upset, that's it. That you know. Now, what does Alana do besides? I know you sing, you write, you do. What do you do for fun though, away from music?
This has become my life. I like to hike and just hang out and like rest. That's my thing.
That's your thing.
And eat good food.
Vegan food. Yeah,
Vegan
vegan food. Right.
Oh, you're a vegan.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Take you back to your child. What was one of the first songs?
Oh my gosh, I remember it so vividly. It was the one that like I kept, and I never actually got rid of it from my head. I was 13, and I used to I remember I wrote it, and I had a friend at the time that I would just sing it over and over and over and over again to her, and she would just start singing it because it was in her head at that point, and I still remember it to this day. But it was something that I was like, I'm gonna sell this to Disney and they're gonna buy it for their kids and this is gonna be a huge hit. So I was always doing that when I was young.
What was the name of it?
It was like Behind These Eyes or something. It was actually a really deep song for being 13.
Uh-huh.
It was about people not being able to see you and like they just see your outer book cover and like they don't really know who you are inside. And that was like, it was really actually deep when I was young.
You was a deep child.
Yeah, I went through a lot when I was young. But so that's why I really feel like music helped me get through all that kind of stuff that I went through.
What's one of your go-to songs? Not your song, but a go-to song that you like to listen to that, not your song though.
It changes all the time. I listen to a lot of music. It's my music. Everyone listen to my music.
I mean, I understand this is your music.
No, I'm kidding. I listen to a lot of stuff. Like, no, my music. I listen to everything. Like I said, I listen to vocals first, so a song will really catch my attention if there's good vocals in it.
Oh, so you listen to the vocals first?
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I listen to the beat first.
Oh, yeah.
Like this, I listen to the words.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also, by the way, Mark in the back created an incredible dance to talk to me. Everybody give him a hand. He's incredible. I just missed that the other day, yesterday. So go check that out. He's incredible.
Man, that Come Talk to Me is very touching, very inspirational. You can take it many different ways. I really like it.
Thank
I
you.
feel that's the hit song for me.
Yeah. Track 4. So the next one is called Goodbye Love, and this one I actually wrote in my room when I was getting over a really, really toxic relationship. And like this one was toxic. This was like a relationship. I had never let myself get into such a place like that, and it completely shattered me. And months later, I couldn't write when I was so sad. I had to wait until months after. And so months later, I was in my room and I was just playing this chord progression and guitar, and these lyrics just started, the whole first verse just fell out. And I was originally going to make it as an interlude on the album, but then we decided to actually build it and make it into a ballad. And it's one of my favorite songs, and vocally it was, when I was in the booth recording it, it was the most liberating and I felt like spiritual experience for me, because I felt like I was letting out so much, and you could probably hear it when you listen to it too. So this one is called Goodbye Love.
Wow. Goodbye. Bye-bye, love.
There was a silence. Wish I had something to say. Seems that you.
Now, lady, you want to get rid of your dude? You play this song for him. Hey, bye-bye. Goodbye, love.
Come on.
Hey, it's self-explanatory. Don't call me no more. I would have died for you 1,000 times, but you broke our trust. Oh, no. Somebody bring me a tissue.
Oh, that was so good.
You good?
You're the best, thank you.
Man, Goodbye Love. I'm happy you got out of the toxic relationship.
Me too.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Man, anything that's toxic, you definitely don't need to be in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Goodbye Love. Wow. And how would you feel? How would you feel though, man, if your girl sent you that?
Oh man.
How would you feel though?
I died 1,000 times, and I feel like I messed up 1,000 times. But, yeah, I feel pretty bad.
That's a crazy song though. Goodbye Love. I like that though.
Yeah, it was really emotionally intense for me. Yeah.
And we're not even gonna get into that no more, because I don't want to see you cry.
No, that one was good. I'm over that one.
On this next one that we're gonna, the final one.
Yes, the final one we're gonna play for you.
You got a
guys.
video for it.
Yeah. So this one's called Something About You. It was the first single that we ended up putting out. We have a video for it that came out also a little while ago. And yeah, that one was a fun song. It's more summery. That one we kind of did after Talk to Me, and I felt like there was a lot of pressure in the room because Talk to Me I felt like was such a hit for us, and we loved that one. And then Something About You, I was kind of like, I want it to be even bigger and even better, and I want it to be this big thing. And I went in there with like just a bunch of, I was just really inspired by Beyonce that day too, and I was like, I want all these things that Beyonce's doing and all this stuff. And we were all just sitting there for like an hour. We couldn't create anything because there was just too much pressure, and perfection will ruin your creation 1000%. So we had to like get out of that, and we just had to play. And so I was working with another writer with me, and this one also we wrote to track. We had the track first, and we were just kind of sitting with it, and one of the writers just kind of sat up and was like, something about you, and I just loved it. And I was like, okay, I love that line, that just hit something with me, and we just kind of built around that line. And again, vocally, I wanted it to have some cool dynamics to it. So this one has different levels, and it's a fun dance song, and we're gonna watch the video now.
Wow, you killed that one. I love this. This is real. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
I like that. But what we want to know is, what we're going to do, we're going to turn this over to you guys now. And we want to know what you think about each song, or, you know, which one was your favorite song. Or if you have a question for Alana. So if you can stand up, you can raise your hand, and, you know, we don't have to bring no mic to you. You can yell it, unless you got a soft voice, you can walk up and get on the mic with it. But if you have a loud voice, you can just go ahead and stay at your seat. Do we have any questions out there? Anybody have any questions?
Comments.
Or comments?
You're a star.
Okay, how long is it on?
30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's a compliment, okay.
Yes.
Oh, 30 minutes, that's cool. See, 30 years? No, you can't, he don't count. No. Any more questions?
I got a question.
Sure.
So, starting from like the beginning to the end. So from lying to you, you said you were kind of like nervous, like to tell him how you really feel. Then sliding into tell you something. Is that when you said you kind of wanted like to tell him like how you really feel? Then the third one was like talk to me. So you were saying like the communication wasn't there. So then it slid over to goodbye love, which was basically you were like done with it, right? And then the fifth one, I guess you found the new lover, right? Or is that how kind of like the whole sequence?
Yeah, I really like how you created an awesome story.
Wow.
Thank you. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, thank you.
A
Yeah.
psychologist, huh?
I would say, well, I'm not that deep, you know. But
Man, that was deep, though. I like it. I would know. You broke that one down.
yeah. So is that how like the whole like when you was like putting the playlist together, that's how it all like kind of like.
Yeah, that's not naturally how it was written, but how we placed it, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a lot of thought into the order of the track list. First of all, sonically, it sounds the most appealing to have it in that order. And secondly, we had it in a different order for a while. We had Talk to Me first, but Lying to You is just stronger. And then also, yeah, it tells a story. And the cool thing, what I love about art is that everybody can interpret that the way that they want and connect to it in their way. So that was perfect. And yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That was amazing.
Any more questions?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So, what's next?
So many things. I'm so happy that this project is out, and I'm like, okay, once this song is done, then we can chill. And then we're like, the next song. Once this is done, we can chill. Once we put this album out, we can rest. And it's like, no, like this is like, we're on this treadmill now, and there's just so much going, and we just, hope everyone will share, and we want it, to do as well as we can. We have a lot of press for this album, and we want to do shows. Love to have you all at the shows, and we're really excited about this. This was something I wanted to do for so long. So I'm so happy we finally get to put it out. And yeah.
It was. Now it's snapping. Okay, now, by round of applause, who like track one? Clap for your favorite track. Track one. Track two. Track three. Track four. Track five.
Alright, good to know. Yeah, that's awesome.
I want to ask you though, how many people in this room now, how many people helped you with this album?
Every single person, basically.
Wow.
There's so many people in here that I want to thank because there's in so many different ways that you may not have known helped me get through a lot of the different ups and downs and challenges I had to go through creating this album. And your feedback, your kindness, your support, your friendship, your contribution to the creation is so appreciated.
Collab with like anyone, who would it be?
Collab?
Yeah, like for future like projects. Dead or alive, I would say.
Celine Dion and Christina Aguilera. But, you know, I also just want to study from them vocally. But there's so many incredible artists right now. I'd love to collaborate with other people, but them, I love them so much. They influenced me so much as a singer, so.
Oh, we have one more. Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Would you consider like some kind like other kind of styles?
Oh yeah, 100%. Definitely for the next project. I mean, I'm going to be doing more influences with my culture. I feel like Camila Cabello is doing a really good job of that right now. Still keeping the pop influence in it, but also having influences from her culture. And I would like to do the same with my culture, especially because I don't feel like I mean, Shakira had some Middle Eastern vocals and tracks in her songs, but I definitely want to do more of that and just, yeah. But it's still going to always have like some type of dance feel and some type of that going on, because as a dancer, I can't perform and not be able to dance. It's my thing. I love dancing, so yeah. Good question. Thank you.
And what we're going to do, we have over 80 stations in Dash Radio, and you're going to be on most of them. So we're going to push this out. Stand up, my rock. That's my boss right there. He's younger than me, but still he's my boss. So I don't want nobody to know who he was at first. I said, and then he said, yeah, girl, we're going to do this one. So,
Thank you.
That's no problem.
Everybody, let's give a round of applause for Clipper coming in here and doing this for me, interviewing us. You get the We love it. Thank you so much.
Anytime.
Document this moment by having her do a selfie with all of you guys in the background. So why don't you get kind of close and we'll get up and we'll have her supporters from this first listening party, okay?
Yeah.